Build people. We are live again. We have a bunch of work to do on the van. Maria is sitting outside, ready for some work. We got some new wood. I don't know if you can see there. I don't know if I can zoom in. Oh, I can zoom in. Look at that. Huh. Some new lumber we picked up and some new work. But before we do that, we got to get organized. And this is the current mess of things that we are trying to organize. And I know this is not glamorous van build content, but I wanted to give everyone here a honest portrayal of the process. And a big part of the process is staying clean and organized so that we know where everything is. So that we know when everything, so that we know where everything is. For those that have been watching the van build, they know that we are always spending time trying to find things. That's part of the process of building. And Michael, who is back with us, good to see you, Michael, agrees that organization is key. So we have boxes, and we have things in them, and we're going to organize them into their appropriate containers. So let's make some space. Let's set up the camera. We will organize, and we will have fun organizing because we will be hanging out together, and that is fun. Okay, let us make some space. We are not the only people using this space here, so we want to be thoughtful of everyone else and make sure that we are keeping things neat and tidy. The trick to my organization has been to try and make boxes for different things that belong to different categories. So, for example, we have a box with different cleaning supplies. That means we have some solutions like Goo-Gone, we have some brushes for our angle grinder, some other cleaning stuff. This is kind of a cleaning solution that is for rust treatment. Here we have some isopropyl alcohol. So cleaning supplies and materials. And I see in here that we have a bunch of tap splices, which is for our electrical box. And this is where the organization is important because I would have wanted those tap splices. And this also is for something else. Okay, our electrical box is here. It's getting a bit of a mess, which means we may need to split this into two different boxes. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to get us a whole bunch of boxes that we can put things in so we can be more organized. Let's get some boxes. All right, that's a nice amount of boxes of various sizes that we are going to organize things into. Welcome to the people here. We see there's a bunch of people with us in the stream. Feel free to say hi and introduce yourselves, and we are open for chat and hang out and questions about all things van related and also religion, theology, mysticism, the type of scholarship that we talk about on the channel. Okay, once a box is organized, I'm going to put it not yet back on the shelf because there's also disorganized things there. So I'm going to have an organized section there, empty boxes section here, and we will take things off the shelf, organize them, and then once they're organized, they will go back on the shelf. I just want to clear some space. We have this behind here, which does not need to be there. Getting this room organized is a constant activity, and I've done it and redone it many times, and that is part of the process. Okay, I feel like within our electricals, I can start subdividing This is wiring, connectors, let's put that all here, and switches. That feels related to me. That's not a switch, that's an outlet. This is heat shrink wire connections. This is Wago connectors, those are great. And this is more switches. We got a whole bunch of new switches to install. I'm going to show you where those are going, that's fun. New switches. Okay, I want to have a box for manuals that I wanted to hold on to, like things, instructions. So that was one. And here's another one. Great, that's its own box. That's a new box that's being devised as we speak. And I see, I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat, see if people are schmoozing. Here we have fuses, connectors. Here's manual, look at that. Okay, great, we have a manual box, that's good. Here we have more Wago connectors, lever nuts. So in this box is wiring connections and switches. Great. That is perfect, and this is a bunch of, those look like fuses to me. Okay, cool. I didn't know I had that. It's like a bulb fuse? I don't know what the correct terminology is. How's my audio? Can you hear me from where you are? How's that working? Is that Laurel? I recognize the little green icon. A magical storage room. It is about to get organized by the magic of organization. I hope everyone had a sweet Rosh Hashanah and hung out with good people, good rabbis, good congregants. Okay, now this is for our fuse box. That could technically be in there, but that box is full, which either means that needs to be a bigger box, or this can go elsewhere. Let's hold on to this for a second. Let's even be very organized here and make a box of unorganized things that will go to its own box, or into respective boxes. Okay, now we have a bunch of our LED puck lights that we took out of the ceiling to install the ceiling. Those I'm going to put, those should actually be in their own little container, because those are just their own thing, and I want to know exactly where they are. Let's get some more boxes if we have. Okay, I found this. I don't know if it's big enough, but let's try. My boxes don't really need covers because I like to see the contents easily. Okay, that's good. Boom. Boom. Boom, and boom. Okay, there we have, and this can go into our, we should make like a general, oh, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. We're going to take one of these boxes. Watch this. Oh, I love organization. So good. This is going to be our general electricals box. In the electricals box are going to go things like our box of puck lights, our box of wires and fuses, our panel cover for the fuse box, our outlets that we are wanting to still install, and that can come out of the box, I guess. Yeah, sure. And that's an empty box that can go into our, oh, it has little wires. Oh, it has little screws. You know what? I'm going to keep that in the box because I'm gonna lose those screws otherwise. Okay, that is in here. Great. We have our little thing that we chopped off from our other extension cord. What I want to do is actually, I want to get a bit more granular. Love being organized. This box has fuses, connectors, and switches in this box here. If I have some smaller boxes outside, I can separate those. Let's see. Okay, I didn't quite find smaller boxes for those. I might have some downstairs, but what I did find, this is crazy. I'm embarrassed to say this. I found one of our, two DC 12 volt outlets that was in like basically the boxes pile that was basically going to recycling. That's a mistake. That's not supposed to be going to recycling. That's something that we want and would like to install. So I'm glad I went looking and found that. I picked it up, I'm like, oh, that's too heavy. There's something inside there. There we go. There it is. Okay. One man's trash, another man's thing that he ordered and put in the trash by mistake. Okay. Okay, I didn't find smaller boxes, so let's continue. This is feeling sufficiently organized to go into the organized pile, which is here. Okay, let's put it, that's there. Next is this. Ooh, I see magnets, I see hardware, I see bolts. Okay, let's make a magnets box. It's a good box. We like magnets and we're going to try and use them in our install. I kind of wish we had smaller boxes for small groups of things. Let me have a quick look downstairs because I think we may have. Let me have a quick look. I'll be back. How do I interpret that? What spirituality for the average Israeli then? That's a good question. Rudy, I think you may have to ask your friend what they mean by that, because that's these words all are very personal in their definition. Okay. I'll be back. I found one box, not quite the size I was looking for, but let's crack on. Let's crack on with it. Okay, these are all magnets, and they can all go in a magnet box. Now, the good thing with boxes is that even if I don't love the box that it's in, they're all contained and they can be put into better fitting boxes as they make themselves available. Okay, now we have a bunch of bolts for our L-track. Those are in little boxes, which is great. But I feel like these should go into a hardware box. And that is, let me shake this out. We do have a hardware box somewhere. So, and I'm looking at it right now. I see it. We have a few hardware boxes. So let's put this here, and that will get organized into appropriate hardware boxes for organization. Woo! I almost tripped there. Oh my gosh. Whoopsies, I gotta be careful. Okay, next we have, this is also hardware. These are our little sliding trackers. These are actually in the thumbnail of this live stream. These are slides for the sliding door. And those can go. I kind of want to push this in. Okay. Hardware. What do we have here behind us? This is an empty bag. That can go in the trash. We have a trash already, which is good. That looks like trash to me. Oh, lights. Very good. That will go in our light box. And this is a switch, and this is a fuse. So that will go in our switches and fuses box. And that will go in our trash. And now we have another empty box. Perfect. Switches and fuses are right down here. That's a switch, and that's a fuse. Perfect. Okay. Next. These, what did I use these for? These I feel like were used to tie something down. Okay, I feel like they doesn't necessarily belong up here at all. We can make a bunch of things that don't belong here. Hey, Heidi's back. Good morning from New Zealand, Harvest. Haven't turned in for a while. Looking forward to seeing your progress. Yes, we will show progress in just a few minutes. First, we are organizing. Okay. Here we have two things of JB Weld that we used previously. I'm going to put these in our adhesives box. I'll organize that in a second. First, we are organizing because we got to stay organized for a new year, fresh start. This is a wire stripper. Maybe that can go with electricals. It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Okay, now we have an empty box. It's kind of broken. And this box looks like miscellaneous hand tools, including a brush, a roll presser. These are actually kind of handy tools, and I want to know where they are. So I'm going to put the tools that I don't think are handy in here. I don't need that necessarily. Great. There's less tools, and that is a handier collection that I don't need. That I don't think I need. Okay, that can go back up there because that's organized. Now that we have an empty shelf, we can put organized boxes back up the shelf. So that is switches, fuses, and connectors, and prop lights. Then let's crack on with the things on the floor. We have a whole bunch of Velcro. So I want to use Velcro for some applications. So I'm going to put that in this box here. With those other tie-down things. They seem thematically related. They don't actually have to make sense. They just have to make sense for me so that when I'm looking for it, my brain knows where to look for it. Here we have a whole box of gloves, which I've been using, which is good. They're in their own box. I did have like a PPE, personal protection equipment. So gloves, sound, headphones. We had a little, we could make a PPE box. Okay, that's our PPE box. Now, look how good this organization is. I found the little rubbers for this thing because I know where I put them in this miscellaneous Fosters box. Okay, tape is gonna go together, that's for sure. Whoopsies. Okay, this is hand tools that I use. This is from that device. That can go there. Okay, now. Hardware slash, we're gonna have one hardware box and one fastener box. They're gonna be two different boxes, and that is hardware. Although technically some of that hardware are also fasteners. We're gonna have a separate box because I see we have a whole lot of fasteners there. Oh, why don't you like Rosh Hashanah? It's 2 days too much? You don't like all of that honey? Okay. Hand tools go into the hand tool box, which is right there. This is for like large, oversized fasteners, which are all gonna go in here. We have a blade that feels like a hand tool. We have a marker, I guess that's a hand tool, kind of. Brackets. Okay, now we're gonna pull up a new box because we are ready for some more. And I think here, this is, I see some tapes that seems like a category to itself. And those will benefit from their own box, maybe. These are all fasteners that came off the vehicle, which I may want to put back on the vehicle. Kind of a mess in here, I'm not gonna lie at all. That is a mess. That's an L bracket, chunky one. Okay, which means that these can go in here too. This box is a royal mess because it got knocked over, but that seems organized enough to go back on the shelf. Next is trash and what's this? This is electrical conduit, which I thought I would use, I never used. I might just return it, it's still in its package. Let us make a box of things that we're not using, maybe? Is that a legitimate box category? I guess I could use conduit at some point, but I haven't found a real need for it just yet. What is this? Oh, this is cables that are not relevant to building. So they are going to go in. We had a box of things that were going away downstairs. That can be our downstairs box right there. Ah, I was looking for this. Our tape, one of our many tape measures. I'm going to put that in hand tools, just so I know where to get it. I also had something else which I wanted to go back into the tool bag, which is our calipers. Great. Okay. This is a box for a scribing tool, which has been very handy, but I don't need the box here, so that's going to get collapsed, and that's going to go to boxes. Zip ties. Cable ties. Cable ties, I guess, go in fasteners, large fasteners like Velcro and bungee and our other clamps. Okay. This is fun. This is, I think it's called the church key. It opens a can of paint and a bottle of beer. Hand tool. Fasteners. But these are fasteners that came from the van, which means that it goes in this box right here. This is hardware that came off the van, and I replaced it because it was kind of busted. So that's going to go in trash. Okay, great. Empty box. Let's see what's happening in the chat. Oh, Joseph doesn't like a 2-day holiday because it means 2 days without shaving. I cannot relate. All right, next. Empty lid. We have a box of lid, which I sometimes use as containers while I'm working. What is this, WD-40? Okay, that can go in there, that's okay. I don't like where those are. Oop, this is gonna go in. Here, that makes more sense to me. My brain will know where that is. Okay, now onto the big boxes. This is all lighting. Oh, that's not lighting. How'd that get in there? Whoa, that's, oh, I know why it's in there, but it should not be in there. Okay. Great. Lights are, oh, we're actually going to take this out today because I want to try out some of those. So that can go there. And this is nifty little tools can go in our toolbox. Okay. Paintbrushes. For when we need to paint some things. I guess that's a hand tool. I don't have a painting section yet. So that'll go in hand tools. And this is trash. Great. And this is tape. And that is tape, and that can go in our tape box. It has some other random things in it. This is PPE. That can go in our PPE box, which is right here. Awesome. Look at our system. Look at our system working nicely. Okay. This box can go downstairs. This is electricals. Large electricals that we're going to need to plug things in. I feel like that can go there, and that can be added to it. Oh, that doesn't want to be added to it. Does it need a bigger box? Yeah, let's do a bigger box. Okay. That's not the same thing. That's different. Okay. This is a handle that we took off the van. I don't know if I'm going to want this or not. Where's an appropriate box for it while I deliberate on its usefulness to us? What does this make sense? What else does... Oh, I know what else that belongs with. That belongs with that thing, but that's not going to fit inside there. It does not belong in that box, but it fits in that box. So it'll be there for now. This was from the fan, I believe. And this can go there. Is this boring? Am I losing people watching? Yeah, this is boring for people, but that's okay because I gotta do this work. And we're just streaming everything when I'm in the mood to stream. That's how we're doing this. So here we are. Whether people find it entertaining or not. I should blow my nose though. Keep sniffling. Sniffling. All right. Okay, I see a big Fastener box coming up. So, let us make a proper box. Let's grab a proper box and do fasteners. And that looks like a proper box. We can shake this box out. So, and fasteners. Those are important. Oh, look at this big, massive box, and it's heavy. Oh, gosh. Okay, these are exterior pocket hole screws. These are, oh, a whole lot of bolts. I needed bolts for something. And here we have it. That can come out of this plastic. And now we have, hopefully, all the bolts we'll need right there. And here's a small box of, this feels like it belongs here in hardware. Fasteners. Hardware, that's a hinge, another hinge, hardware, and that's hardware, fastener. Oh, that's neither hardware nor fastener. Figure that out soon. Hardware, fastener, fastener. Look at that, there's hardware in the fastener box. Look at that. Okay. Hardware. Pencil. Hardware. Fastener. 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 When I say fastener, by the way, I mean screws, nuts, bolts, anything that fastens one material to the other. Okay, that's empty, and I want to shake that out into our bin. Now I have another cute little box for some things. Let's see. But here we have more to sort in that gray box. But in here we have little sneaky hardware hiding. Some L brackets, and here we have some random fasteners. Very random. Okay. Hardware. Oh, this hardware box is going to need its own organization real soon. I foresee that. Oh, look at that. Barrel bolt. That's hardware. L bracket. Hinges. Heavy duty hinges. Fasteners. Bracket. Hinge. Fasteners. Bracket. Bracket. I don't know what that's called, but it's hardware. Fastener. Battery. There. Zip tie. What were these from? Connor. Wow. I remember, but I don't remember. That makes sense. Okay, and then these are fasteners. And they're loose. So let's throw them in a bag with other miscellaneous fasteners. I don't love this bag, it's clunky. But for now it will do, and we will replace it. Okay, another empty box. This one's plastic, these are cardboard. Okay. Okay. Our hardware box is getting messy. Oh no, look at that. This box is... Okay, that's a big thing of fasteners. Screws. Look at that. That's our multimeter. That should not be out here. That should be in our toolbox. And that's tools. Actually, let's making a new box of tools that are supposed to be in my tool bag, including multimeter, calipers, tape measure. That's actually not supposed to be in my toolbox. That should be downstairs. So that's in the downstairs box. Toolbox and downstairs box. Great, and then this box is going to go out here because it will go out to the toolbox, which is outside. Okay, great. Next. Holy smokes, that's a lot of mountain plates. These are fasteners which I bought, and I think they might be the wrong thing, but hold on to them for now. And that is a giant box of hinges. That's bolts, which is fasteners, fasteners, fasteners. Oi. Oh my gosh, that is heavy. Oh my gosh. Whoa, that is all hinges. Because there's going to be a lot of things on hinges. So we picked up a whole box of them by weight from Restore. If you don't know Restore, it's fantastic for building on a budget. Okay. Whew. All right. In this box, we also have a whole lot of bolts and fasteners which got mixed into here. Let's take those out. To the best of our ability. Oh gosh, this is not organized. Oh, that's heavy. Something to put these in so they don't make a mess. I guess we could use this bag. But there are different things here. Let's put all the screws together. And then let's put all the bolts separately. Whoopsies, dropped a bolt. Dropped another bolt. Or maybe the same bolt. Okay. And bolts can go in here. Fasteners go in here. Oh, more fasteners. I think we have enough fasteners. Bless me. Woo. That is PPE. And our PPE box is right here. Our trash is right there. And our tissue is right here. Excuse me. Okay. Actually, bless me. Oh gosh. Something that got me sneezing. Oh wow. Sure. Okay. That looks like trash. Oh wow. All right. Let's put there's this point in organizing where things were like kind of messy but still, and then you have to like kick everything up to make chaos, and then from that chaos you find order again. We're now in that second phase of kicking everything up, and if we persevere and see through the storm, then we will be on the other end of that, which is order, which is helpful for building. Okay. At least now we have a vague sense of where things go. That looks like it can go in the bin, frankly. That is bent way out of shape. Yeah, that's ready for the bin. Downstairs. That goes in here. That goes in there. That stays right there. This goes in here. This goes in here. And that box is broken, can go back out to recycling. All right. Now in this box, we have a whole bunch of plumbing related stuff. This is going to remain our plumbing box. Oh, you see we've added some new features to it, which is a good place for that. Okay, but that can remain. Oh. That's now a spare part. That is belongs to there. That's an interesting box. That's very specific and interesting. These are all panel parts that I took off the van that might go back in. Emphasis on might. And that belongs squarely with them. Much better. And that can go there. That's organized, that's organized. Great. Truth be told, that's a random box and I don't necessarily need those things. Blade. Trash. Okay, what's left? Box of wiring. No, that doesn't need to be on this large thing anymore. That can come off. And if we had a screwdriver, have one outside. That was a good amount of wire. That's what we have left of it. That is trash. Although it could be used for like a cute arts project or something. Make a little Torah. Okay. Wiring. And the strip is actually going with the wires. There. And how we doing now? We're looking good. We just got to organize these final things. So, flex tubing conduit. It's gonna go in there. This can go with that. This is for the EcoFlow. There. That's an empty box. Woof. Pencil stuff for downstairs. Great. Great, we are doing good. That means that that's empty. This is very random. When might I need that, and where would I remember that I had put it? That's a good question. Wow, I'm sneezing up a storm here. And batteries. We did pretty good. There's only 2 or 3 things that really didn't find a place for them. Also, there's not enough magnets to justify a whole box, is what I'm saying. Let's Wow. Magnets can go with electricals. These things, I guess the closest thing would be hot air. Okay. And then magnets. Magnets can go with hardware, but they're going to stick to things. That's what they do. So I'm going to put them with hinges here. Even though they stick to hinges too. There. Whew. My nose. Gesundheit, thank you. Okay. What are we down to? We got a box of tapes. Tape can all go there. Well, I want one tape with me outside, so that will go into the outside box. Now, here's a trash box. That's great. And here's a random large fasteners box. Great. Now, here is our careful PPE box. Gloves, masks. Okay. All right, now, here comes the kicker. For all of those that have been watching this entire time, when Zevi in the future says, oh gosh, where did I put my fuses? You'll know they're right there. And you'll say, Zevi, box, second shelf, from the left, top side, back of the box. When Zevi says, oh, where's my WD-40? You'll know it's down there in that box with the adhesive, with the other tubular shaped things. When Zevi says, where are my gloves? You're going to say, Zevi, it's in your tidy PPE box, which you put right on top of your circular saw. No, which you put right on top of your... This should be more accessible. That's the truth. Which you put somewhere to decide where to put later. If you say, Zevi, where's all my... If Zevi says, rather, Zevi, where's all my manual... One more time. If Zevi says, hey, chat, where are all my manuals and stuff? You're going to say, why Zevi? You put that in the box that was going downstairs because you didn't want your manuals up with your building supplies. All right. That's it. Now. All right, now great. All right. Wow, so much more organized. Now I actually know where everything is. Amazing. The last box that's not feeling super organized is this one, which is, if you remember correctly, our box of fasteners. So let's see if we can fix that and get our fasteners organized. These are all specifically L-track bolts. Now you can see inside that box, thanks to chopping off the lid. There, all right. Great, as for that one. Maybe I'll separate out from there a box of brackets and hinges. Great. That's brackets and hinges. And this is bolts and stuff. There is some crossover between these two boxes. Not gonna lie, that's okay. I feel like if I spent another 5-10 minutes, these 4 boxes, like hardware and fasteners, could have some better logic to their structural organization. But I'm actually going to call it quits, because you have to know when enough is enough. And when the perfect becomes the enemy of the good. And I think that might be right around now. So, let us put some things in some final resting places. That sounds a lot more ominous than I intended. And I want an accessible place for these in a way that they're not covering other things. What's the solution? Is that the solution? That feels really wobbly. Oh my gosh. It feels very unstable. How about that? Great. All right. These are too small for the box they're in. That's the last thing that's kind of bugging me. Can they be amalgamated into another box in a way that makes logical sense? And I'll know exactly where they are when I need them next. And the answer for that is no, so that is just going to go right here in a box that is too big for them. Okay, I am satisfied with that degree of organization. How long did that take us? Let's look at the live stream. That took us an hour and 10 minutes. I'm happy with that. Oh, look at that, blowing my nose to the camera. Isn't that just what people came for? All right. I spy. I bet it's the plane. Is that what you're spying? The plane is cute. So kind of seems fragile. I don't want to break it. It's also not mine. Okay. Great. Final touches. We have plumbing and EcoFlow things in there. We have hinges, paneling, plates, mounting plates, brackets and hinges, fasteners, bolts, screws, construction glue, general adhesive and things in tubes, zip ties, Velcro, and clamps, PPE, wiring, cleaning solutions, random bits that came off the van that may be helpful, hand tools, including paintbrushes, electrical fuses, switches, and puck lights. Great. We have a box of things to go downstairs. We have a box of things for the trash. We have a box of things to go outside right now. And a box of things to go back in my tool bag. Nice. Okay. Let's begin to execute those boxes to where they need to be. And then we can officially call this organization a success. I just want to say also, I wonder how people are with this, but for my brain, this activity is so like natural and satisfying. And I know for other people it may be difficult or, oh, I got it on the first try. That was good. For other people it may be like difficult or stressful or unintuitive. Look at my hair, it's crazy right now. But for me, this is like, my brain just loves doing this. So I'm curious how that is for other people. I'd love to hear from the chat. Yeah, but like taking a lot of things that like are in a disarray and like breaking them down into their appropriate places and components and groupings, and then like fitting them in a way that they're visible and accessible is just like super, my brain just loves that. Okay, that box is downstairs. These two are coming out with me. And I'm gonna want this, I think. And I'm gonna want maybe some of this as well, because I think we're gonna take a little break from the partition wall and do some wiring activity. I want to put some exterior lights, and that's gonna require some, I think that makes sense sequentially. Okay. Boom. Boom. This for today, I want this for today, and do I want this for today? Maybe. Maybe. Today looks like it might be a bit of an electrical day. Electricals and lights. Let's get it. I'll be back for the camera. Sunday, what a great day to organize. What a great day to get organized. Beautiful day out here. Stay hydrated. Have some water. Set up our table. I think we're gonna be mainly working out the side here, so I'm gonna set up our table on this side. Welcome back to Maria, baby. Oh, she needs some organizing inside. That we have not done just yet. Let's clean up. Let's clean up a little, and then we can be back onto work. Got our work table. Now, this is very hashtag Instagram van life of me, I know. Guilty as charged, but I did put up a little macrame swing hammock on our I bolts or D bolts, and it works, and it's comfy, and I don't care if it makes me look like a van life Instagrammer having a latte on the beach with my mochaccino and pumpkin spice cliche. It's comfy and I like it, so I'm doing it anyways. That's funny how that works. And we're definitely not up to that point in the van build where we can stop putting comfy, decorative, yet also functional pieces in the van, but I wanted to do it. So I did it. Hate is gonna hate. But swing is gonna, no, that's not right. Okay, enough swinging time. Enough chilling. Ugh. Let's get back to work. I got my little harnesses from my climbing days, which work nicely. And oh, let the roast of Zevi begin. Here I am being vulnerable about. No, I'm kidding. I'm not being vulnerable. Oh, I wanted to clean up, tidy up, organize in here, and then get back to work. So that's a bin. That can go there. This can go downstairs. Does anybody know what that is? Let's make a downstairs box. I'm gonna need a box. Let's get a box. Yepses. It's another hammock, that's right. Wow, something smells so nice out here. I don't know if it's the wood or the sun. There's just a really nice smell in the air here. Okay. Here's some construction rags. Always good to have at hand. Bin is getting kind of full. We have wiring. That's going to go with our... Whoops. We have a quote. Paper. The downstairs box. Downstairs box. Getting populated. And that's part of the downstairs box. Great. Trash. And solitary zip tie, sure. trash. You guys are so fun. All right. Okay. Um. Trash and trash. Wiring. Okay. That's it for now. All right. What up, friend?